Hello. This video includes the history of atheism, lots of theories, and the people and events that influenced it. What is atheism? The word atheism comes from the Greek language meaning no god or godless. The definition of atheism is the belief that there is no god. Some religions are atheistic, but that does not mean that atheism is a religion. Atheism, who are some thinkers in history who have lacked faith in God. The Greek and Roman philosophers Epicurus, Democritus, and Lucretius were one of the first atheist writers. While these writers certainly changed the idea of God, they didn't entirely deny that gods could exist.
Epicurus. Epicurus put forward the theory of materialism, which states, the only things that exist are bodies and the space between them. Epicurus taught that the soul is also made of material objects, and so when the body dies the soul dies with it, which would mean there is no afterlife.
Epicurus thought that gods might exist, but if they did not have anything to do with human beings. Epicurus argued if God knows about our suffering, and can do something about it, then there shouldn't be any suffering.
Lucretius. Lucretius did not deny the existence of gods either, but he felt that human ideas about gods combined with the fear of death make human beings unhappy. Lucretius followed the same materialist lines as Epicurus by denying that the gods had any way of influencing our world. He said that humankind had no need to fear the supernatural.
Rationalism. Rationalism means to use facts and knowledge over religious belief. The term atheism was first used in France in the 16th century. The word atheist appears in English books at least as early as 1566. Deism, the belief that God created the world but did not intervene in the world, gained influence in France, Prussia, and England. The scientific and mathematical discoveries of such as Descartes and Sir Isaac Newton sketched a pattern of natural laws that lent weight to this new outlook. One of the most important philosophers was Baruch Spinoza. Baruch had naturalistic views on many things such as God, the world, humans, and happiness. The Age of Enlightenment, empiricism. Jean-Jacques Rousseau challenged the Christian thought that humanity had been corrupted by sin after what had happened in the Garden of Eden. Instead, he said that people were originally good and that civilization corrupted them. Voltaire was widely condemned as one of the causes. His writings did concede that fear of God was an essential policeman in a disorderly world. If God did not exist, it would be necessary to invent him, wrote Voltaire. In Scotland, David Hume produced a 6-volume History of England in 1754, which gave little attention to God. Hume ridiculed miracles but walked a careful line so as to avoid being too dismissive of Christianity.
9th century naturalism. The Necessity of Atheism book is considered by scholars as the first atheistic tract published in the English language by the English poet Percy Bysshe Shelley and was printed in 1811. An early atheistic influence in Germany was The Essence of Christianity by Ludwig Feuerbach, 1804 to 1872. He influenced other German 19th century atheistic thinkers like Karl Marx, Stirner, Arthur Schopenhauer, 1788 to 1860, and Friedrich Nietzsche, 1844 to 1900. Charles Bradlaugh became the first outspoken atheist to sit in Parliament, where he participated in amending the Oaths Act. Karl Marx is an atheistic economist. Karl Marx stated that it is the opium of the people. Marx believed that people turn to religion in order to dull the pain caused by the reality of social situations. Marx suggests religion is an attempt of creating a dream world. Marx states, man creates religion, religion does not create man. Friedrich Nietzsche, a prominent 19th century philosopher, is well known for coining the aphorism God is dead, German, Gott ist tot. Incidentally, the phrase was not spoken by Nietzsche directly, but was used as a dialogue for the characters in his works. Nietzsche argued that Christian theism as a belief system had been a moral foundation as a result of modern thinking. The death of God would naturally cause a rise in nihilism or the lack of values. While Nietzsche was staunchly atheistic, he was also concerned about the negative effects of nihilism on humanity. As such, he called for a re-evaluation of old values and a celebration of new ones, hoping that in doing so humans would achieve a higher state he labeled the Overman. 20th century existentialism. The rise of the communism and fascism. The rise of the communism was led by Soviet leader Joseph Stalin. The Italian fascism was led by atheist Benito Mussolini, who was also the ally of Adolf Hitler. 1960 was the born of postmodernism era. Postmodernism is the idea that everyone and their opinions are equal, there is no right or wrong, and that there is no absolute truth. Jacques Derrida was one of the figures associated with postmodernism. Jacques was a French philosopher. He was mostly known for developing a form of semiotic analysis known as deconstruction. The postmodernity philosophy states 6 things. Relativism with its absurdity. Pluralism in the name of tolerance. All worldviews are equal, valid and acceptable. There is no outside objective reality. No real truth. The use of tradition and language of interpretation in comparing varying worldviews. It is all about situatedness. And lastly, the importance of the philosophical assumptions and presuppositions in making one's opinion is the born of the post-truth era. In 2016, the word post-truth was the most searched word by Oxford Dictionary. Post-truth is a theory in which preference is more important than truth. Circumstances on which objective facts are less influential in shaping public opinion than appeals to emotion and personal belief. The first person to use the term post-truth in its contemporary context was the Serbian-American playwright Steve Tasić. In his 1992 article A Government of Lies, Tasić criticized the American public for submissively accepting the lies of the Bush administration and of consciously deciding to live in a post-truth world in which the truth is no longer important or relevant. The term resurfaced in 2004, in the title of a book by Ralph Keyes, The Post-Truth Era. Thank you for taking the time to view our video. We hope you enjoyed it and maybe even learned a thing or two. Have a great day.